Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous video we have covered that how to log Modbus serial device data into SQLite database with the help of Python script. Okay. Now in this video we are going to cover that how to log Modbus serial device data into MySQL database with the help of Python script. Okay, so previously we have used this Modbus slave software to simulate our Modbus serial device, and we have used this virtual serial port driver software to connect our COM1 port to COM2 port. Okay, right now you can see both the port is closed because we haven't started our Modbus slave simulator software and we haven't connected our Python with the COM2 port. Okay, so this is our agenda in this video, that we have a Modbus simulated serial device which is connected to COM1, and with the help of virtual serial port driver software we have internally connected COM1 to COM2, and our Python will connect to COM2. It will read the Modbus serial device data and it will log the data into MySQL database. Okay, so let's see how our Python script will work. So here is our Python script. Okay, first of all, this is not required. Okay, first of all we will import the necessary library and functions. Then after we have to specify that our device is connected on which COM port. So right now we are using virtual serial port driver software which is connecting COM1 to COM2. So if our Python will connect to COM2, then ultimately the request will go to COM1. So that is why we have used COM2 here. Okay, and the Modbus address. So the Modbus address is the device address, or you can say device ID, slave ID, unit ID. Okay, so this is the typically one in most of the scenarios, but if you have multiple devices then it will change. Okay, then after we have to create serial communication using minimal Modbus library. So we have to specify that what is the baud rate of our Modbus serial device, what is the byte size, parity, and the stop bit. Okay, so we have to specify everything here. Then after we have to specify from which register we are going to read the data. Okay, so as you can see, this is the holding register 0 and this is the holding register 1. So we are going to read this 2 data. So that is why I have used this starting register 0 and the number of register we want to read is 2. Okay, so that is why I have used 0 and 2 here. Then after we have to create connection with MySQL database. Okay, then after we can create a table and we can log the data. So this is the IP address of my MySQL database. This is the username. This is the password of MySQL database. This is the database name and this is the port number. Okay, so that thing I have to specify here. And if you can see in my MySQL workbench, this is the test database. Okay, if I go to home, then you can see a local instance, the port number 3306, the username root, and if I click on connect, then it will generally ask password, but I have already connected, so it will not ask me password again. Okay, and here we are going to create a table. Okay, create table if not exist, and the table name is the Modbus data. The first column will be the ID column, which is auto increment. Okay, the second column is a timestamp, which will take the default timestamp, or we can say current timestamp of my system. Then after, third column is holding register 0 value and the fourth column is holding register 1 value. Okay, so the third column has the data of this holding register and the fourth column has the data of this holding register. Okay, then after we are continuously reading the data at interval of 5 seconds. As you can see, time.sleep is equal to 5. Okay, so we are continuously reading the data. We will extract the data and we will log the data into MySQL database. Okay, and then we will wait for 5 seconds and then we will read it again and it will log the data into our Modbus data table. Okay, and if our device is not connected or not reachable, then it will skip that part and it will try again after 5 seconds. Okay, so if your device is not communicated for a few minutes, then it will try every 5 seconds. Okay, so it will helpful if you disconnect your device for a few seconds, and then if your device is disconnected for a few seconds, then you don't have to run this code again. It will auto try, and once your device is reachable, it will without restarting the code, it will log the data into MySQL database. Okay, so here is our Modbus slave. So let me run this Modbus slave so you can see. Due to this virtual serial port driver software, COM1 is connected to COM2. So you can see here virtual serial port COM1 connected to COM2 and COM2 connected to COM1. So both are interconnected. Okay, so I am connecting this Modbus slave software to the COM1. This is the serial parameter. I am pressing OK here. So once I press OK, you can see COM1 is connected with 9600 baud rate, parity none, data bits 8. Data bits, no, sorry, byte size 8 and the stop bit 1. Okay, and if I run this Python script, then you will see the difference on the COM2 port as well, that Python is connected, and here also you will see the same 9600 and 8 and 1. Okay, so let me run this cell. Okay, so once I run this cell, you can see Python is connected. Python application is using this COM2 port. Okay, now we can run other cells and we can connect to our MySQL database. Okay, so we have created a table right now. Okay, so if I open my MySQL workbench, and you can see there is no table right now, and if I refresh it, we have a table Modbus data. If I select top 1000 rows, then you can see there is no data in the table because we haven't started our while loop, which is continuously reading the data and logging the data. So if I run this cell, okay, then it will continuously reading the data. Okay, yeah, it will continuously read the data. Okay, you can see it is logging 0 data because we haven't simulated this one. So if I simulate this one, okay, and if I run it again, you will see 8 and 4. Okay, every 5 seconds it will log the data. You can see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so every 5 seconds it will log the data into MySQL database. Okay, and if I disconnect my device, okay, my device is disconnected, and if I open my Python script here, then you can see Modbus device is not reachable. Okay, it will try again after 5 seconds. Okay, again tried after 5 seconds. Now if I connect my device, then it will start logging the data. Okay, you can see there is no data after 10, 34, 35. Okay, you can see there is a data at 10:35. So there are few seconds or few data missed. Okay, but it is fine because we have disconnected our devices, and without restarting our Python code, it is automatically starting logging the data into MySQL database without restarting our Python code. So this is the beauty of Python. So this is how you can log your Modbus serial device data into MySQL database. Okay, so this is our Python code. We are using the minimal Modbus library and the MySQL connector to connect with the MySQL database, and minimal Modbus is to connect with the Modbus devices. Okay, so whatever our agenda was to connect with Modbus serial device and to log the data into MySQL database, it is completed. Okay, if you have any question or any doubt, then you can ping me on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, anywhere. All the link in the description of this video. You can click on that link. You can connect with me on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear, that how to log Modbus serial device data into MySQL database. Okay, so far we have covered these 4 things, that how to log Modbus TCP device data into SQLite database, Modbus TCP device data into MySQL database, Modbus serial data into SQLite database, and Modbus serial data into MySQL database. Okay, and in the future videos we are going to cover this 2 things, how to log TCP IP data, Modbus TCP IP device data into Microsoft SQL Server database, and the same for Modbus serial device data into Microsoft SQL Server database. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear, and you can see here our data is continuously logging. Previously we have 13 row only, up to 13 ID data only. Now we have 31 data in our table. Okay, so I hope everything is clear in this video, and if you have any question or any doubt, then you know where to ask. Okay, so we will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.